We're talking underrated movies. 2025, let's run it. Warfare. Why the hell did nobody talk about Warfare? Warfare is one of the most underrated films of the year. I'm starting with a banger. I'm starting with a slapper. I saw this film pretty early on. It came out pretty early. I want to say like circa March, circa like April. It has a young cast, a beast cast, but damn, dude, this one, it feels so claustrophobic. It feels so intense. I think sometimes military pictures nowadays in general all can feel similar. They can all feel kind of the same. This one feels very different, especially in terms of its setting and kind of the way it's told. It is about all of these soldiers who are trapped in this building. They are trying to get out. You have enemies from all sides shooting at them. They're kind of stuck. They're kind of screwed. They don't know what to do. How are they going to get out of this situation? It's one of those movies that is more or less simple in concept, but the execution is just so perfect. And even in this one central setting, it's so entertaining. It's so engaging the whole entire time. You never get bored. You're never like waiting for that next set piece. If anything, you're never really thinking about the fact it is only in this one location because it's so engaging there. You're never like, okay, when are we moving on? There are moments of downtime where it's like, okay, that one didn't work. That plane didn't work. Okay, let's throw them back out there. Let's see if this works. Just as intense. It is hard to watch at times if you don't want an intense watch. If you don't want a film that is like a little much at times, just in sense of like how serious it is, how dark it is, this might not be for you. But also, it makes you feel kind of the horrors of warfare in general and in war. And I think that that's something that's interesting about the title. It kind of makes us assume that this is not warfare in itself, this singular interaction, but this is what all of warfare is. It is this sad and depressing, and it can be incredibly tough on the body, the mind, everything. And that's really sad. This is a film that in no way is propaganda for the military. This is a film that feels like you watch this and you are like, damn, that is so insane. Why do people glorify that? And it makes the people that do it seem like so much more of heroes, even if this is, you know, entertainment at the end of the day. Even if some factors are, you know, made more drastic for the film, still absolutely crazy. The young cast is super good, and I just really like this film, and I'm kind of shocked nobody really talked about it. I don't really know why. It didn't really have a big theatrical release. Maybe that's it. Talking about theatrical releases, I want to talk about two, not one, but two streaming movies. The first one is The Gorge. I went and saw this one because there was a Q&A with Scott Derrickson, the director who does Black Phone. He did Doctor Strange. He did Sinister. A lot of good films. Scott Derrickson really hasn't missed. Don't worry, guys. He didn't do Doctor Strange 2. I know you're all thinking that. He didn't, don't worry. He hasn't really missed in his filmography, and this one, The Gorge, a fantastic, entertaining, you know, action film that doesn't try to be more than what it's trying to do. The film stars Anya Taylor-Joy, which is also kind of crazy because, again, a very big actress, and this is one of the only things she did this year, and no one really talked about it, which is kind of just, I don't know, surprising too. I feel like, not to say she's on Timmy's level of like public notoriety, but it'd be like if Timmy did something next year, or I guess this year now, damn dude, 2026, and nobody really cared. I don't really know. It stars her and Miles Teller. They are on other sides of, guess what, a gorge. They're from different countries. There is something mysterious in the gorge, and the government says, don't let the thing that's in the gorge get out of the gorge. Mystery, action, drama ensues. It's actually a pretty romantic film also, by the way. You throw this on, hey guys, listen now, listen up guys. Just want to say Valentine's Day is next month already. It's about that time. Throw The Gorge on. You know, say, hey guys, I got this real romantic movie, and I wanna show it to you. All right, just pretty good. I think it's gonna set the vibe for love, set the vibe for romance. Show them The Gorge. Boom, you're welcome. But I went and I saw this in LA with the Scott Derrickson Q&A, and I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly thought it was entertaining. Both of them are really good as actors. They're really likable. Their relationship, I really like. One of the best of the year, I'll say it. And while it is a little campy at times, Scott Derrickson said he kind of intended it to be that way. Where it loses me a tiny bit is some of the special effects can be a little disappointing, and what's actually in the gorge isn't as interesting once you know what it is. It's way more intriguing, mysterious when it's like, you just hear it screaming from down there. That's way more intriguing. Once you go inside, it's like, oh, neat. That's kind of cool, I guess. Payoff's not insane, but still really like this dude. I really like it. Well, low key, like top 10, probably not top 10, top 15 of the year. I really like this one. Back to the streamers, dude. I'm talking about Predator Killer of Killers. Predator Badlands, I thought was fire. I thought it was a banger. But Predator Killer of Killers was Dan Trachtenberg's other Predator film that was released directly to Hulu. And just like Prey, I don't know why these films don't get theatrical releases. Maybe because it's animated, maybe because they're just scared of using the Predator property and putting it through the distribution theater process. This one thoroughly entertaining, and it moves really well. It's paced really well. We get a few different stories of Predators throughout history fighting the Vikings, fighting samurai in World War II. The stories don't feel too long. It's kind of just like a, here are the characters, here's the situation, their story, Predator's here, they're fighting Predator, that's it, moving on. The pace is great, it just moves, dude. You're never getting bored in this. Overall, it's a pretty short movie too, and this one, fantastic, dude. I haven't really seen the Predator in an animated medium yet, but I thought this was really cool. It has a lot of what you want from Predator, the mystery, the Predator high tech, but what's cool about it is since it goes back in time, we see the Predators kind of evolve their technology as they're fighting. The ones fighting the Vikings, not nearly as high tech as the ones fighting in World War II, obviously, because the Predators have evolved their technology as well. I watched it again, actually. I've actually seen this twice, and I really enjoyed it both times. It's one of those ones where I'm just like, let me throw it on. Let me watch the Vikings one. I'll just throw it on. I got a little bit of time. I'll throw the Vikings one on. Damn, dude, that was pretty good. Let me just watch, okay, I'll watch one more. I'll watch the Samurai one. Oh, okay, Samurai one. I've pretty much watched half the movie at this point. I might as well just finish it again, you know? I've done that already, and I'll probably do it again. I'm just saying. From there, we have Edington. This one, a little strange. Ari Aster is such a strange director in how he has been navigating his career. He started off so strong, so highly acclaimed by the public with Hereditary, with Midsommar, even though Midsommar, they don't call it Midsommar for a reason, I'm just saying. And then he did Beau is Afraid that people were really excited for, but I think it was a little too weird for people. Edington, not as weird as Beau is Afraid, but it feels like the public interest in this guy has just completely fallen off, but still, he has not missed, I think, his style one iota. It's changed for sure. This is a completely different style of movie than Hereditary. This is not a horror film in the slightest, but what made, I think, the flourishes of Hereditary work really well, I think make Edington work really well also. There is just enough weirdness here that makes it feel very unique. Edington is a COVID movie, not in the sense of it was filmed in COVID, it is a film literally about COVID. It's about a small town that is dealing with the COVID pandemic. Pedro Pascal is the mayor. Joaquin Phoenix is like the main sheriff. He wants to be mayor. They're gonna run for mayor, kind of go back and forth about how they're gonna handle this pandemic. Which, if COVID's very triggering for you, don't watch this, dude. It takes you back. Once they go inside, once Joaquin Phoenix goes inside to like a store and they're like, hey, sheriff, put your mask on. You gotta have your mask on to be here. And he's like, damn it, Cheryl. I don't need my damn mask. I'm just grabbing some broccoli. That hits really hard. It's kind of like, ooh, takes me back to a bad time in my life. You know what I'm saying? That was now 6 years ago. Damn, dude. Where does the time go? Joaquin Phoenix is still that guy, dude. He's still that good. Even in Beau's Afraid, he's still phenomenal. I feel like people cared the most about Joaquin Phoenix when he was Joker, and then ever since then, they've cared less and less with every role. But that's a travesty, dude, because he's still that good. Even if the movies aren't as popular, even if it's not the role you want, Joker, even Joker 2, people didn't talk about him. I have no idea why. He won an Oscar for Joker 1. He's still that good. He's still phenomenal. The rest of the cast also really good. The last one is a film that I thought was fantastic when I saw it. And again, I just feel like no one's talked about this movie, and that's Bring Her Back. This is a film by the Philippo brothers who did Talk to Me. And that film, I think, had more press, had more coverage because it was the fact, oh, this is the YouTuber movie. This is the film made by the YouTubers. It's actually good. Sorry, Chris Duckman, you tried. This one, I don't think people care as much because it's that idea of like, you know, the gimmick director, the YouTube director, that's kind of fallen off. People don't care about that as much. They're not going to be interested in it the same way they were when that first film came out. The same way I think Us kind of had a regression from Get Out, because Get Out was like, oh, it's the funny guy. It's the guy from Key and Peele. And then when Us was out, it's like, okay, we know he's good. We know he's good. kind of the charm of Jordan Peele directing movies kind of faded away. And obviously Us is just not as good as Get Out, in my opinion. I think a lot of people's opinions. But Bring Her Back is just so quality in its characters, in its execution. It is a really enjoyable horror movie that doesn't reinvent the game, but it keeps it pushing. It gives it a good push, dude. It keeps the wheel pushing really pushily. Sally Hawkins gives in a legit sensational performance, one of the best performances of the year. That still people haven't talked about, man. I don't understand it. It's like people don't want to talk about this movie. It's an A24 movie, but for whatever reason, because there wasn't any coverage, because there's nothing to like sell about this movie, we're not gonna talk about it. But this film is heartbreaking. It's creepy. It's really creepy. There's this like weird culty ideas in this that make you feel very off, that make you feel very disturbed. It's just so good, so engaging in its execution, and people don't talk about it. And if you like horror, it's one of the best horror movies of the year. But for some reason, people didn't talk about it. It is about this lady, this mom, and her daughter tragically dies. But she has this new plan. She's gonna use this cult vibe strategy to bring the soul of her daughter that's currently stuck in this demon boy, to bring her daughter back in a new vessel kind of situation. So she's like priming these kids to be the new vessel of her dead daughter, who's gonna bring her back. What? Fantastic film. That's the video. 5 underrated films from 2025. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.